And so if they can get those in breaking routes, which some of our worst, mess ups have been when a team gets a nasty in breaking route that just messes up the whole rhythm of the game or rhythm of the play. And those have been some of our most devastating plays that just ruin everything. So if they can find to capitalize on those, then they're chilling. So anything for Michigan on you?
Michigan for me, you said Jordan Davis on the Dogs D line. Michigan's got their own Heisman defensive lineman though. Aiden Hutchinson, absolute beast. If anybody had the chance to watch him this season, he was my Heisman vote personally. And that was just from watching highlights. I think the 2 games I was able to watch him in was against Ohio State when Michigan just dominated Ohio State. As soon as that second half arrived, I thought Ohio State was going to win, but Michigan took it up a notch and knocked off Ohio State for the first time in Harbaugh's coaching period with Michigan. That was the first time they took them down. And then also in the Big Ten championship against Iowa couldn't do anything on offense because Michigan's defense just prevented them from doing anything and everything. So I would say for Michigan to win this game, Hutchinson needs, at first I said 3 sacks. I'll say 2 sacks because if a quarterback gets throttled by a dude that is that big with that much force, not only is that going to get in the mind of the QB, but also it's going to get the offensive line on their toes, worrying about, do they start double teaming him? How do they shift that? So Hutchinson is going to be a big key. And also, you mentioned the quarterback situation. I'll go ahead and cover the running back situation. Blake Corum is coming back for this game. That's huge news for Michigan. Great running back. Not only did they already have Corum, but they also had Haskins, who had over 1,000 rushing yards on the season. So between that read option that they're able to put McCarthy in for, McNamara can sling the ball, and then they've got those running backs that they can flip out between Haskins and Corum. Georgia has to contain that run game. I think that's what Georgia has to stop on Michigan's side of the ball. But if Michigan gets that run game going, I think Georgia is going to have a tough time stopping Michigan's offense.
Well, I'll start off with that run game specifically because Kirby Smart, funnily enough, I love his phrasing here. He has a very amazing way of phrasing this.
Yeah.
He said, stop their run game by building a wall.
Yep.
So, Georgia really just needs to build that wall. And just stop them from coming in,
Yeah.
So, but joking aside, they just need to create that wall for their own safety, truly.
Yeah.
And I think that just goes for really on both sides, both offense and defense, both preventing the runs and preventing those that Hutchinson menace, which I gotta say, I'm kind of a fan of Hutchinson. I like him.
Yeah.
I think he's a great guy, but he is definitely a devastating blow to any team. And really, Hutchinson needs to be stopped. You have to figure out a way to get around that. I personally, I couldn't really point out many ways of really doing that, obviously, because I'm just a casual watcher and lover of the game. But all I gotta say is just lock him down, just stop him, hurt him if you need to, just get him out of the game.
Clean game. Hey, we keep it clean. Good sportsmanship. We're not the Alabama Roll Tide.
But and then also, just trust in, the delivery man, Stetson Bennett. He's got that veteranship, he's played amazing games all throughout the season. He's just, you got to make sure, one, he needs to trust himself. He needs to have that confidence when he goes out there. But when the game starts, the team needs to just follow the leader, make sure everything is sound, and just go with that. But I will say, we have heard that Kirby is saying that he would like to put JT in. JT for some trick plays with Pickens. So we were getting some of that idea. And we also just got Bowers back, who is devastating. He will ruin a few people. And I think that it's just going to be a fun game to watch. If you don't choose either of these teams, it'll be either very sad or very, very happy for one team. But I think it will definitely go down as a very great game, a very good game to watch.
Yeah, I agree. You said Bowers. I'm looking at the stats right now. 47 receptions, 791 receiving yards, and 11 touchdowns. Those are, no pun intended, some dog stats.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive for a receiver. And I think regardless of what happens in this game, I think a lot of NFL teams are going to have their eye on a college receiver that's putting up those type of stats.
I am very excited to see where he goes. I would love for him, everybody loves for, amazing players just to come to their team. But I think if we're going into NFL here, I think we could use a second, maybe even third option receiver for us Vikings, because it's not looking great.
Especially with our diversity struggling to stay healthy right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we need another white receiver.
Yeah.
That's what's needed. We got to have the duality. We have to have the right side always, one, the left side is always the other. That's how we got to keep it.
Yeah.
Gotta love Minnesota, man.
So, Skull.
Skull.
I love watching their games though, because all the fans, at least in Madden, I haven't been able to watch a kickoff for the Vikings, but in Madden, I had to bring up Madden because right there, and John.
Yeah.
Every game starts off with a cannon and the fans doing the skull, the clap.
Mm-hmm.
Do they actually do that in the stadium, or is that just a fun Madden animation? Okay.
Yeah, you know who else does that? United.
Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. FCC doesn't have anything cool like that. We have FCC with claps in between.
Well, you do have something cool. You now do have Atlanta native Alec Kahn, who we gave you. Because we thought you needed that. We thought, it was a sad thing to give away, but we're giving it to you.
Was that the goalie?
Yeah. He Alec Kahn. He actually grew up. He actually lives, by the way, like 2 blocks away from me.
Really?
Yeah,
Slight
not
flex.
Anymore, though. And which is weird because I don't really necessarily live in a great area. He just was like, I'm gonna live there. It's cheap.
Yeah.
But he also grew up in Decatur, which is like a mile away. So
yeah.
But going back to football. I would like also to say one last sidetrack in the football sphere is, man, you really gotta Madden, dude. That's the best way to go out. Have the thing that you made the best make a documentary about you, and then just a few days later, you know what? I'm out. See you guys. I'm done. My achievement has been made.
Yeah, because now everyone has the chance to learn about that.
Exactly. And everybody was like watching it. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And if you didn't watch it, you're sure as hell gonna watch it now.
Yeah.
He's just a genius.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that. That was a great one.
I have not been able to watch it yet, but every single sports show that I've been watching today, First Take, Get Up, Pat McAfee Show, which I pray to God that Pat sees one of these one day because he's like my idol and why I started this podcast thing. They talked about the Madden documentary with former Colts coach Chuck Pagano. It was pretty cool. All the things that they were covering.
Oh yeah, they did a lot of like cool little snippets that for as like advertising, which was just really cool going into it. I was really excited to watch that when gearing up to it, and I think it was very good. So I would highly recommend it. Yeah.
It's added into my agenda whenever I get around to it. I plan on watching it probably tonight. Quite honestly, I've got nothing else going on tonight.
Yeah, I'll probably rewatch it tonight now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, look for all the different details of it. was there a certain score prediction for this Michigan-Georgia game? Because we kind of just walked away from that entirely.
Yeah, we walked away from it. Okay, but I have a few things to say about that because here, I'll let you go into it first because I want to rebut that a little bit. But yeah. So what was yours?
Well, so the I had two things to add for Georgia. I said Hutchinson having 2 sacks is the key for Michigan winning. I'm also going to say that for Georgia. Keep Hutchinson out of the pocket. However you do that, I don't really know. The guys on Georgia's offensive line, do they have – I mean, I know that they're a good team. Is there a particular name on their offensive line?
I mean, nothing that I can think of that sticks out specifically. It's all around just, good, but there's not like – it's one of those things where, like, you'll see a good team, but, like, do you really know everybody on that line?
Right.
Not really, especially in college football. You're not going to be like, yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Well, okay. So whoever is on that offensive line, whether it's a double team or shifting the line to focus on him primarily, I think Georgia is able to win big if they keep Hutchinson out of the pocket. And also, both of these teams I looked up have been averaging over 30 points throughout the entire season. Very high scoring football teams.
Yeah.
If Michigan is kept under 25 points, Georgia wins again.
Okay. So here's what I want to say is these are the 2 best defenses in college football right now.
Yeah. I absolutely agree.
And if not Michigan, we're definitely the best. I will put that up there. And that's not flexing. I'm just saying.
Oh, every commentator and analyst has said it.
A little bit of a flex too. Yeah. But if not Michigan, then it's Bama, but who gives a shit about them?
Correct.
I would say
Get out of here, Tide.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I would say when you look at this, I think we have had mostly shutouts, right? And I think if you're coming into this, I don't think you're going to be able to rack up many points against us. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game whatsoever. And I don't expect Georgia to be racking up points either.
Yeah.
And so I really feel like this is going to be much more of a low-scoring game, which will kind of, go against what I said earlier about it being one of like a good classic game. Because, it's not going to be super entertaining. But I think that there will be very fun times for them in those more technical moments or watching, amazing, runs or things like that. But I don't think there's going to be that many touchdowns or anything like that. And I think it's going to be much more of a smaller one. And I think it would be more closer to like, I'd say like a 17. What was my one? I said like 17. I got to check my notes. Hold on. 17-7. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. 17-7 is your score prediction?
17-7, maybe 17-10 around there. Wow. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. If not, I would add maybe like 3 points max to each one. Maybe like a 21-14 maybe, but I think that's probably the maximum.